Hi everyone, welcome to the session once again. So today I'm going to teach you something very useful and practical. So today I'm going to teach you about how to calculate descriptive statistics and also how to perform statistical methods in Excel step by step. And by the end of the session, you will be able to turn raw data into meaningful insights with confidence. So before directly jump into the Excel part, let's discuss a little bit about descriptive statistics, why it is required. So in statistics, we have two main branches or major parts as descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. Okay. So what is actually descriptive statistics? After collecting, organizing and presenting the data, the next step is data analysis to understand the main features of the data. So the methods used to describe these features are called as descriptive statistics, right? Suppose you have collected some data for a particular class and there are approx 50 students. Now, by just looking at those 50 observation, you can make any conclusion, right? And for that purpose, you have to analyze the data, and after that you can make a conclusion like which student is best and what is the average of that particular data, and based on that average you can say how your overall class has performed, whether they have performed excellent, good, or average, or something like that. And also, you can improve your teaching method based on that analysis, right? So, for this kind of purpose, we need descriptive statistics. After data analysis or calculating the descriptive statistic, or you can say after describing the data, the next step is to draw conclusion or make prediction about a large group. In such cases, there are some methods used for those purpose are called as inferential statistics. So descriptive statistics and inferential statistics are widely used in different fields. But what descriptive statistics do, they mainly focus on three important aspects. One is central tendency, dispersion, skewness. Whereas the inferential statistics mainly focuses on estimation, hypothesis testing, and prediction. What are the differences? So for descriptive statistics, they are actually calculating the central tendency. Means if you have a particular data, then what is the center of that particular data? And dispersion actually helps how much data values are spread out or scattered around the central value. Whereas skewness indicates that how much data deviates from a symmetrical distribution around the central value. Because whenever you have symmetrical data, that means your data has a good structure and it has no outliers, it has no influential values on it. So it actually skewness helps to see the overall structure of the data. But once you have analyzing this part, inferential statistics actually helps to estimate, means this evolves using sample data to estimate the value of a population parameter such as population mean or proportion. It helps making approximate conclusion about the whole population. So suppose you want to see how many female candidates vote this year and how many male candidates. So in such cases, proportion of male or female you will find out, but it is not possible work with entire population. So you will take a sample from any particular locality or something, and then after that you will try to find out the proportion. So in such cases, estimation helps. What about hypothesis testing? This is used to test assumption or claims about the population, and it helps to describe whether a statement is true or not based on the sample evidence. So suppose you are working in a company or it is a production company. Suppose you produce pens or something. So there are certain criteria, right, to like produce a good pen, because just normal products can't make you a brand. So in such cases, what you do, you have uh, some criteria for that particular pen. And for that, like you can say, like your assumption is all the criteria are met. Now, how will you check that that criteria actually met or not? So you will take some samples for that particular product, and after that you will analyze that particular sample, small sample, and based on that you can say no, entire production is going good and everything is in the stable mode. After that, the third is prediction or forecasting. So this involves using sample data and probability to predict future outcomes or trend. It helps in making informed decision under certainty. So in short, what we can say that while descriptive statistics describe what the data shows, inferential statistics help us to go beyond the data to make conclusion and prediction. Okay, so I hope there is no doubt with the difference between descriptive statistics and inferential statistics, right? Now for descriptive statistics, we have particular chapters to follow, and these are the entire thing that you have to complete. So in descriptive statistics, we have measure of central tendency, measure of dispersion, moments, skewness and contrices, fitting curve, correlation, rank correlation, interclass correlation, linear regression, plane of regression, multiple correlation, partial correlation, classification of attributes, independence of attributes, and association of attributes for R cross S contingency table. So these are the common topics for descriptive statistics. So once you complete all these topics, that means you excel the descriptive statistics part. So after discussing the descriptive statistic and the inferential statistic and the difference between descriptive statistics and inferential statistics, now we will discuss how we can calculate the descriptive statistics in Excel. So here we can calculate the descriptive statistics using formula method as well as the tool. There is a tool called data analysis. Using this tool pack also we can calculate the descriptive statistics. So we will discuss one by one. So let's discuss a bit about the data. So here I have taken three variables. This is variable 1, this is variable 2, and this is variable 3. Okay. Now for particular variable, we can calculate these statistics, but you are not able to take the two different variables to calculate the average. You have to go with a single variable first, and then you have to calculate the descriptive statistics, and then you have to go to the second one, and then calculate the descriptive statistics, and then go to the third, and then calculate the descriptive statistics, and after that you can make the conclusion for the each variable. But if you are trying to calculate the average for both the data set, and one is indicating square feet, another is indicating dollar per square feet, and this is a square feet area, so you can't make conclusion and that will not make any sense, right? So you have to go with the individual calculation. Okay, so I hope there is no doubt with the data part. There is three variables we have taken: listing price, dollar per square feet, or square feet. Now count is basically how many values we have. Sum means what is the sum of all the values. Minimum value means what is the minimum value or maximum value from this data set. Largest k or smallest k is basically the kth largest, means if you want to find out the seventh largest value, so then you can use this function, and smallest means seventh smallest value, then you will use this function. Okay, and then we will go with the measure of central tendency, then dispersion, then shape of distribution. Now suppose you want to find out the count of values for the listing price, means how many values do you have. So for that, what function will you use? You will use count function. Okay, count function, and then you have to select the range. You have to click on this first value, then control shift down arrow, and then the range is selected A2 to A31. We have the data values, and then bracket close and press enter. So we have 30 values. You can see. Let me make this part a bit larger so that you can see. Next, you have to find out the sum. For sum, you have a function as sum, and then click on the first value, and then control shift down arrow, then enter data will be selected, and bracket close and press enter. So you have sum 64,73,900. Now minimum value, for minimum value you have a function as min, and then you can calculate this. Control shift down arrow, to select the data, and then press enter. Now for maximum, okay, so max function is used for maximum value, and for max what you have to do, you can also type the range, right? You know what is the range of data, A2 colon A31, right? So you can type that and then bracket close and press enter. Now kth largest means seventh largest or sixth largest or third largest or second largest, which value you want. for that purpose, kth largest function is used. So for that, what you can say, large, and then array, and then comma, and suppose you want to get the maximum value, the first large one, like, and it is same as maximum, right? So if you click one and then press enter, you will see this value and this value, maximum value is same. But if you want to find out the second largest, just replace one with two and press enter. So the second largest is this one, okay, 2,83,700. Now suppose the smallest value you want to find out, small, and then you have to select the ray, and then what you have to do, you just wanted to find out the first smallest value, that is minimum value. So press 1, then you will press enter. So you will see this value and this value is same, okay, 1,45,100. Now suppose you want to find out the second smallest value, so replace 1 with 2 and press enter. You can see 1,49,700 is the second smallest value. Okay. So this is how you can calculate the basic summary statistics. Okay. Now for measure of central tendency, we know we have mean, median, and mode. So to mean, we have the function known as average. And to calculate average, you have to use this function and then select the range. So as I said, you can type the range A2 to A31, or you can directly select the range from here. First click on the first cell and then press Ctrl Shift down arrow to select the entire data, and then bracket close and press enter. See, this is the average value. Now to calculate the median, we have another function, that is median. So for median, you have to do the same thing. You have to select the range once again, A2 to A31, and then press. And for mode also, what would be the mode? Single mode, and then A2, let's type it. So you can use to it 1 to A31 and then bracket close, press enter. Not applicable because there is no discrete values, right? So in such cases, mode is not applicable. And now measures of dispersion. Measures of dispersion for range, what we have to do, we have to find out the max value. Okay, you can directly calculate from here max value and then select the range from A2 to A3 and minus max minimum value and then A2 to A31, then bracket close. So 1,59,200 is the range. And we can also calculate this from the basic summary statistics. We have maximum value here. So we will click on that cell value and then click on the sign minus and then minimum value. Like A5, we have the maximum value, and A4, we have minimum value, and then press enter. See, these and these value both are correct. So there are multiple ways you can calculate a single value. And how can you identify the cell reference? Here you can see you have column as F, and here you can see row. So here if you go like this and here you go like this, so here it is A4, right? And the next one is A5. This one is A5. Same column, but row is the second one, so A5. Now let's move to the sample variance. For sample variance, you can say variance var, var. And then if you write var, then there will be two options, var.p and var.s. Var.p is for the population data and var.s is for sample data. S stands for sample, P stands for population. So here we have a sample data. So we will click on var.sample and then select the data from A2 to A31 and then bracket close and press enter. Okay, so this is our variance. Now for standard deviation also we have short form stand and then dev. Okay, STDEV dot P and dot S. As I said, P stands for population, S stands for sample. So we will select the second one. And then we will select this data and then bracket close and press enter. Now standard error is nothing but the standard deviation divided by square root of sample size. This sample size, you can type 30 as well as you can give the cell reference. It is up to you. Now press enter. Now this is the standard error and this is the sample standard deviation and this is the sample variance. So this comes under measures of dispersion and it gives you the hint about the variability present in the data set. And measure of center tendency, these values will give you where the center of the data present. Now for skewness, you have a function skew, okay, SKEW, skew dot P, okay. So P stands for population, so we will use the first one and then select the data range and then bracket close. Here is the skewness. Now for the kurtosis, what you can say, kurtosis, KURT, kurtosis, and then select the data and bracket close, press enter. Here is the skewness and kurtosis. Now we have all the data values. Now we have all the data values and these are the formula method I have used. But now how can you find these values within a second? So there is one rule that you can go with the data analysis option. So you can click on data, then you will see the data analysis option. If it is not there, how you can enable it? You have to go to files and then there is a option at the bottom and then click on options, then a window will appear and then you will see add-ins. Click on add-ins. Once you click on add-ins, then there will be a manage Excel add-ins and beside you will see go option. Click on go. Once you click on go, then you will see analysis toolpath. And if it is unchecked, then please click on that small box and it will be selected and press OK. And then close the Excel part and reopen it, then you will see the data analysis option will be visible under data at the right hand side. Okay, now click on data analysis and then there will be many analysis tools you will have: ANOVA, correlation, covariance, descriptive statistics, exponential smoothing, then S-test, two sample variance, Fourier analysis, this histogram, and everything. Like there are many multiple options you have for analysis part. So we are currently focusing on descriptive statistics. So let's click on descriptive and then press OK. Now it will ask you to select the input. So for input, we are working on the listing price. So for listing price, what is the range? We can type the range that it is from A to A31. Okay. And if you don't want to type it, then also you can select the data. Just click on the first value. Okay. And then Control Shift down arrow. Okay. Then it is A2 colon A31. Now next is output range. For output range, suppose you want to find your output. Like for output, you have to click on this small circle first and then the box. Okay, in this box, once you click on this box, then you can select the range here, like where you want to get your output. So suppose you want to get the output from H4, so click on H4 in this cell and it will be selected here. And now if you want to get all other summary statistics, like basic summary statistics, I already told you, and then confidence interval for mean at 95% confidence interval, and suppose you want to get the second largest values as well. So in such cases also you can select 2 and 2, or you can say suppose second largest value and the third smallest value. So in such cases also you can like give the numbers over there and click on OK. Now see, you have all the descriptive statistics over here and from this you can directly make the conclusion, right? And this is basically a listing price. Rename it. Rename column 1 with listing price. Now you can see mean is this value and then standard error is under measure of dispersion, right? So here you have to check which statistics are basically for measures of dispersion, then use them for describe the variability, and for which it helps you to measure the central tendency, pick those and describe the measure of central tendency. For shape, you can pick the kurtosis and skewness from here, and then so on, right? Same way, you can find the descriptive statistics for listing price and square feet as well. But as we already now here also we haven't fixed the range, so you can directly copy from this part and paste it over here. So it will automatically take your second variable and give all the values. And same for this as well. Copy this part and paste here, and it will give you the mean, sum, maximum value for the square feet as well. See this part. So if you will not fix this range with dollar sign, then you can copy paste anywhere. And if the data is in same format like this, then it will give you the output. Like suppose listing price in the first variable, and second is the dollar per square feet, and third is the square feet. So this is in the serial format, and we also calculate those summary statistics in the sequence. Okay, first listing, then dollar per square feet, and then square feet. So if it was in the second, like suppose we just don't want this, and we just want listing price and square feet. So in such cases, copy paste will not work, because if you copy this and paste it over here, it will give you the summary statistics for the dollar per square feet only. Because after this, we have dollar per square feet, not square feet. Okay, in such cases, you have to be very careful. So here what we have see that how to calculate the all descriptive statistics. Now suppose you are currently using the formula method, that time also it helps. How? Once you calculate all the values through calculator or by hand or by formula, then you can cross check your answers from the Excel, because Excel is a tool and it will not give you any error while calculating the summary statistics, right? So if you are using any formula or a calculator or pen and paper, then you can just directly cross check your answers whether you have used correct formula or your values are correct or not. So in such cases, to cross check your answers, you can use this method as well. Okay, so this is all for today in this video. If you like this video, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Also, if I missed anything or you want to know any other topics, then you can let me know in the comment section. I will create a new video on that particular topic. And now for now, the next video will be on the Python part. Okay, because I promised you that if I reach 50 subscribers, then I will share a Python video so that you people can start your first journey with the Python part very easily, and you find it a bit interesting. So that purpose, I will create the next video on Python. Okay. So this is all for today. Thank you for watching. Bye. Take care.